Well, at the end of 2020, going into the new year, I got possessed by many, many demons. Not only was I possessed by all these demons, they actually took me down to hell. Prior to going to hell and having an encounter with Satan, they basically tried to make me join the Illuminati. I was sacrificed by an associate of mine, and he invited me to a big old party up in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of celebrities. Ended up actually passing away, and I was stuck in what they call Sheol, or the underworld, for like foreverness. And I was tormented by Will Smith, of all people. It was like over for me. God came and spoke to me, and after God spoke to me, I like came back to life after a long time. And then Satan came at me again and tried to, I think because he saw the presence of God over my body, and he probably realized I was important to God, I guess. So I'm going to tell you guys the whole story from beginning to end. So I'm going to explain to you guys the things that led up to this crazy encounter that I had with Satan, and how I was possessed and all this stuff. So buckle up, because it's very true, it's dramatic, it's even scary, truthfully. Just bear with me, because this is a moment for me. If you know me, you know I have a daughter, one child named Bria, and she's a musician, recording artist, and whatnot. And so we were working on her music career. This was like in 2019. And this time I was still, doing my thing. I had money coming in. I was living in a loft downtown Cleveland, Ohio. At that time, and even prior to that, I had been seeking God. I was seeking God because I had made all this money in my life. And for me, I'm like hood rich. So to me, it was a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like it was points where I had 80, 90,000 in my bank, and I was getting, 7, 8, 10, 15K a month, like consistently for years. So, I was good. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't even, I've made a lot of money prior, like when I was younger, when I was like, anyway. So I was like, I was like 40 years old, and I was like, okay, is this all life has? I knew something was missing, because I really wasn't happy, even though I was having money and I drove all the nice cars and lived in all the nice places and did everything like a nigga from the hood could want to really do. For real. Everybody know me, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I done did it all, like twice. So like I was like starting to just seek God. I had come to the assumption that Jesus wasn't real. I believed that it was just, religion was a scam. I thought that all people like who was Christian were like brainwashed. I thought they just thought they was, you know what I'm saying? Like I put a lot of thought into this. Like it wasn't like I just like waved it off. Like I would go to church and pay close attention to pastors and everything, and it just never seemed like it was talking to me. I really was paying attention to every word that the pastor was saying, because I always like admired wisdom, you know what I mean? And that's why like I was good at sales, you know what I mean? So if y'all don't know, I owned some sales companies. So I dropped out of high school, and yeah, I got into sales, and I was just a beast at sales. Like I could just sell anything. So like I would go door to door, and I built a big team up, and I owned a company, and I was making like 6 figures at like 21 years old, maybe 22. And I had that company for some years. So like, and I had like 45 employees. We moved to Pittsburgh. We was doing our thing. So like, I learned how to make money at an early age, Fast forward. So now I'm like 40 something years old. Myself, I was a rap artist. I was, music was my thing growing up. And, a lot of my years I just was at the music, from back and forth from Cleveland to Miami, just rapping and doing my thing with music. And, but then, I got like 35. I kind of gave that dream up. And then I was just back into making money and, just trying to be a good dad to my daughter because she was growing up and whatnot. So now I'm like hitting my 40s, and I could just tell like something was missing. All I would do with my money was party with girls, do drugs, drink. I wasn't like deep in the streets, but I was just having fun and doing what people would do who got money, basically. And but I knew something was missing. My daughter, me and her, we flying back and forth from LA to different cities, and we going hard on her music because she got real talent. and we was into the woke stuff. So we was just, worried about our chakras and trying to live on a higher. Y'all see them people, like, and trust me, I don't mean to talk bad about them. It's just because I recognize it because I was so into it for years. So I ain't just somebody from the outside judging them. No, I probably put more time into that studying it than a lot of people. So when I hear their lingo and I see what they're doing, I totally understand what they into. I know why they do it. I was sending videos to people like, yo, you got to get on this. This is like what's real. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I was trying to like open my third eye and deep into it and just all into it. Have had sage floating around thinking that's going to protect me from demons and all that stuff, not even knowing that's actually attracted to demons because they like, oh, this nigga not woke. They like they like this nigga don't believe in Jesus, and they know this, guys. There's so much that I can't wait to tell y'all. Like I don't even want to do this video because there's so many videos I want to do. Like when I got exposed to the demons, like you really understand them because they attach to you. So it was almost like, have you ever seen a movie like when like a Dracula movie, if it bites somebody on the neck, like they memories exchange, they know that's how it really is. When I was had them demons on me, like I had to meet Satan for real. And I don't even like say meet him, but he touched me like physically and all this stuff. Like it was crazy. So like but I understand them, the demons, because like it's just hard to explain, but I'm explaining it, I guess. So like I got to feel their life source and I know what they go through and how they think to a certain extent, obviously. And because they knew about me, and probably sure they've been watching me and I've been working for them for years, didn't even know it, thinking I'm a good person. Gosh, this is too much. So, but I'm trying to say, like, I can't wait to make more videos because now I have spent a lot of time with God in the physical presence, and I spent a lot of time on His Word. Like I really went hard on His Word, and I do go hard on His Word every single day for the last 4 years. Like it's like just what I do. It's just part of me. So, with all that being said, I now learned the tactics of the enemy. I know how they work. I know why the enemies do what they do. I just know so much about them and what they do that I can help y'all so much. And I'm dedicated to that. So back to the story. I just want to give y'all some context of who I am. And that's just a quick preview of who I am. Because I was a straight nigga for years. Getting how I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the bottom of the bottom, basically. Not the total bottom, but like the next layer up. Like house full of roaches, food stamps, dad on crackhead, all my stepdads, crackheads, me and my brother and my sister, roaches everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? So like I come from that. Like for real. Like I smile a lot, but that's what I probably use to get through all that. Like I always can find humor in anything and always had an optimistic vibe. And now I got the Holy Spirit just in me. So hey, I'm always smiling. But so me and my daughter, we out in LA. Her first project finna drop. And like I said, we was both into all the chakras and all that type stuff and trying to open our third eye and just deep into that. We had been into it for like over a year and just into that stuff, thinking we were quote unquote woke, right? And so I remember we got an Airbnb. We was in Compton, just in like a neighborhood in Compton. Now I know what y'all gonna think, especially if you aren't like familiar with spirituality and stuff like that, or if you like really ain't a believer. A lot of people want to be like, when they hear about somebody being possessed or anything like that, they say, well, was you doing drugs? That's what they mind go to, because they thinking it probably was the drugs and none of this actually happened. So by this time I had quit doing all drugs, like party drugs. I used to do Molly, Coke, all that, you know what I'm saying? Peel, ecstasy. But I actually quit doing all that like months ago. So I mean, zero, you know, I'm real if I say it is what it was and what it is. So I ain't like used to do I quit doing drugs, and I never was like an addict or nothing like that. Just partying whenever we party. If you know, you know. But like, so we in LA, and I did smoke some weed like the first day we got there, but this happened like days after we was there. So I was not like intoxicated. It wasn't like something where I was high. And one of my old friends who I hadn't seen in years, who I used to be cool with, I used to be his manager when I lived in Miami. This white guy, probably like in his mid 40s, out the blue. Don't even ask me how. I'll never get on Facebook. On Facebook, some kind of way, he hit me up and said he in LA. And he was like, you want to come to this mansion party? And I know like we used to get money, and he went on tight white boys who like, he always up echelon. with everything that he do pretty much. You know, he that type that, you know what I'm saying? So like when he sent me, he didn't even invite me. He sent me a whole video and they had like a drone film and it was a Hollywood party up in the hills, like with celebrities and everything. Like definitely a lot of B-listers and like actors. I recognized them when I was in there, and probably more people that I ain't gonna name or nothing. But I don't even care because like I never really cared about a celebrity anyway. Just in general, like we all just people. So it wasn't like I was there trying to say, oh, that's so and so, that's so and so. Like I'm me, and not. I'm just saying, like I don't really care. And so so I tell my daughter, like Bria, we get to go to this New Year's Eve party. You know, this is gonna be a good look. You know what I'm saying? Because like you know, just being in some rich. You know what I'm saying, excuse my language, being in some rich stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a good look for good content and whatnot. So I asked him, I said, can I bring my daughter? He like, yeah, bring your daughter. He, you know what I'm saying? And you know, so like we get ready to go, we go out there and we had to take a long drive out there. It's way up and it was everything that a Hollywood party you would think of, like like just big and everything. Like so we going, it was so big we wasn't even in the main mansion. We was in the back mansion. It was a mansion in the backyard and that was like the mansion. So we in this mansion, we in the party.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the
This is a fucking guest house
or the pool house.
That's like bigger than, that's like a fucking, the guest house is a mansion.
Yeah.
And so people basically could tell that I have money and they just assumed I sold dope because they could just tell. Because they kept coming to me thinking like they would just open with like I mean it's so crazy. They just like believed I sold bricks. Like they kept coming up to me like, yo, I'm the plug. So anything you need, I can get it for you. And it was like this like Asian guys. And I knew they was the real deal. They just do a coke in front of me, you know, just giving unlimited drinks, unlimited everything. They had girls walking around and like skimpy stuff. Then you could just tell that they was drugged out and but good looking sort of. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I know what's what. So to me, I'm just like scallywags. But I could tell they was there to do whatever anybody wanted them to do, basically. And anyway, so it's just so deep. But keep in mind, I am so lost, mean spiritually at this time. Like I know I don't believe in Jesus at all. I don't really believe in God. And and now looking back, they was priming me for this. In fact, I think this is when all the demons entered me. If I was to be real with y'all. But and then I see my friend who I ain't seen in years. He like so effed up, like you know he looking like he on all types of drugs. He talking all crazy and all in my face. You know, somebody drunk or high in your face talking extra loud. He like that, and then he even just talking on some weird stuff and just he was basically possessed. I can just tell y'all that now, knowing what I know now. Like he had all types of demons in him, and God bless him. I pray for him. And basically, if you want to know the truth, spiritually, he basically sacrificed me. Like he was trying. That's what his attempt was. Like I didn't know that at the time. And I don't think he truly meant it, but that's like, well, he basically is what he was supposed to do, bring new people into there on that side, if y'all know what I'm saying. And so, anyways, we didn't stay long, luckily. You know what I'm saying? Like right after the New Year's drop, me and my daughter, we just was like, yo, we out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we didn't, y'all know y'all like, y'all see the Diddy parties and all that. And we're like, we didn't stay long. No, we didn't stay long. For real. Because I was actually drinking too much, I think. I think my daughter said I was drunk. And I thought, I didn't even remember. That's how I probably was drunk. Because I was telling her, like, was I really drinking? Because she had to drive back to the Compton. So, yeah, I got out of there. And, you know, like me, I always been like a leader. I ain't a follower. So, like, I don't just go nowhere. I could care less about who in here and all that. I don't care. Yo, if you know how I move how I move. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm out. Like I don't care. So I was like, okay, we got some pictures. Let's go. I ain't care about no. Y'all know me. I don't care about nothing. Sorry, excuse my language. I promise you, I'm a new person in Christ. It's just it takes time. He working on me still, but I don't know if I could bleep that out, but it is what it is. If I wouldn't be real, that's why. Anyway, when I started walking with Christ, and I was like, you know who I am. You want me to do this? Like I know exactly who you are, because ain't no substitute for real. That's something I always knew, and He's real. And anyway, it's okay, y'all. So anyway, this thing might be too long because it's really a story, man. And I'm skipping stuff for real. I'm trying to get through it. So we get back to the place or whatever. This was on New Year's Eve. Then obviously the next day happens, and I started noticing weird stuff. But if you don't know if you don't know why it's weird, you just, so anyway, I'm driving, just going places with my daughter. We just running errands. I don't even know what we was doing on the first. Probably just, I don't know. I just know we was riding around LA, going places, doing stuff, going shopping and whatnot. And I literally could feel like demons trying on my body. But I promise y'all, it's not a joke. I almost hate that I be smiling because it's not a joke. I mean, I got through it all by the grace of God. So now I can like look back, and if it wasn't for that, oh my goodness, I would have been in hell forever because I was a big non-believer. All right, so I'm running errands with my daughter, and I can like I'm holding the steering wheel. I'm just giving you an example of how I felt them like slithering into my body. That's the best way I can explain it. Like I might go like this for no reason, but it's really like the demon like squeezing, and like that's how it is. They like squeeze into your body. Like for me, this is what happened, and I don't know if it was because a bunch of them or something. And I even get like feel, but you just normal living. You don't think nothing happening. You just think, I'm just in my head. I'm thinking like I'm tweaking a little bit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was nothing to talk about because it was just, I'm just driving. So, but like I could feel something, and I can like, it's almost like, and once they get attached to you, like I felt like them thinking for me. But if you never been through nothing like this, you wouldn't even think that, how could something think for you? Because you know what I'm saying, I've been myself for 40 years, so I'm just thinking that, you know what I'm saying, that this is just how I feel, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. And like, so from that point on, I remember when they like, I felt it. And I even felt them like trying on like they was trying me on, like dang. And it was almost like I got a feeling like they were happy. And I could talk about it like that because now I understood what happened. But in time, you don't know what's going on. And I'm like, they was like happy to be back into a body basically. And so then I started like talking crazy. When I say crazy, I was saying stuff that, even though I didn't believe in God, I was saying stuff I never would say that I didn't believe in, right? And like they can like, once they got in me, they can just tell, like, I guess they know all my thoughts and secrets and everything, basically, because I could kind of tell about them too, but it just, I had no control or no concept of what was going on. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I could just feel like things that they have felt, basically, to a certain extent. Now, obviously, they're going to cover that up and whatever, but I still could sense it, but I just didn't know what was going on. So like, I remember like me and my daughter was getting ready to go to a store to buy some clothes, and then I just started talking about the Illuminati, like out the blue for no reason. Like, and I hate like them and everything they stood for. I was always like afraid of it because, you know, obviously growing up wanting to be a rapper, I never wanted to like get into no situation where I was with the devil and I saw the evil stuff. And obviously it started becoming more exposed these later years. So like I spent a lot of time watching videos online about it and stuff like that. So I was always like never gonna do that or deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Like I would never sell my soul. And this is probably why maybe they knew that. Truly, this is what I think. Like I think they knew that. So they was like, well, we're gonna take him this route. We just gonna get them down to hell or whatever and do it. They put me through all these rituals and stuff like that. The stuff I was saying wasn't even stuff I believed. You get what I'm saying? Like I would like, so, but I remember I was telling my daughter like, yeah, we gonna be in the stuff. I was saying the stupid stuff, right? Like they make you confess it with your mouth. You get what I'm saying? So like you can get further away from God. And I started like saying, they had me saying that I was the man above. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I was saying this and like believing it, but not truly believing it, truthfully, but like saying it believable. You get what I'm trying to say? They was basically making more separation between me and God so I can totally submit to their will, to Satan's will. That's all that was going on. And I was sitting here talking like this to my daughter for like all day. And like, and she like, now, you know, she told like her side of the story, or, you know what I'm saying? So like, she was just like, not, she knew it was crazy, but I'm her dad. So what else she gonna say? She just knew I was like not being myself, basically. And then I went to Venice Beach. And like whenever like I would go past one of the little, y'all know all the little woke symbols, like you know how they got like that big tattoo Kyrie Irving got right there. If I would see that something like that on the wall, I would just stand there and like salute it and praise it. That's how you know all that stuff is from hell. Like all those little signals, like you know how they had a cross with the little thing up top, like all the woke people be having. If I would see one of those, I would stop and stare at it and do some type of salute. Like I basically would bow down and praise to it. If I would see any of those type old Egyptian type things, y'all know all that stuff that the woke people be into, all that, I'm talking about all the little stuff they got all around the city, I would stop and praise to it. but I didn't even know why I was doing it. It was just like, it was all, but I know why. The spirit in me was doing it because that's who they praise. And that's who, like, the people, and people don't even know it on earth who into that. They think they just enlightened or they're woke, and they truly are praising demons. And it's so sad because they don't even know. It's like, and I wouldn't have known either. If this whole event didn't happen to me, I would have just kept going down this path. Like, truly. Like, and been, and it was crazy, y'all. So, like, and then I remember, like, I was like staring at the sun, and I was literally staring at it. I remember I was telling my daughter, look, I can stare at the sun. And I was like bragging about stuff I could do I knew, basically they was convincing me I was a new being, which I was, because they was in me. And I was just like staring at the sun without blinking. And I remember like getting the feeling that they were like, the demons were so happy to stare at the sun. Like they probably worship that sun god, all that kind of stuff. That's who Beyonce and them be into, and all that kind of stuff. Like all that stuff is from the same Satan. All of it, y'all. I'm telling y'all firsthand. And so I remember like we actually ran into some music industry people on the beach, and my daughter ended up playing her song live in front of all these people, and she killed it. And it was just this feeling that, yeah, we about to finally make it big in music industry, right? And like, I think the next day her album was coming out, I believe, or the next night, because I think her album was coming out the second or the third, one of those 2 days. I have to go back and look, but I think it was the second or whatever. So like basically this was the first, I believe this day was. And so the first, obviously at 12 a.m. the album drops or whatever. So I just remember telling them people like we met some producers and stuff, and he was like, it was like a white boy and a mixed dude. He was like, yo, we got a studio around the corner. Y'all can come here. We like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, I'm thinking in my heart, this is really happening. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause I could tell they the real deal. He done named off 6, 7 people that he done work with that's real big. And he like, I would definitely work with y'all. Y'all ain't got to pay nothing. It's all, I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking this is all like, I won't say divine, but I was just thinking this is like what they be talking about, the spiritual alignment and all this kind of stuff, right? And so we went back to the Airbnb, and I remember as we was walking, it's so crazy, these demons, bruh. I even get chills now thinking about how just crazy it is and like how real it is. I remember how they literally want you. That's why people in the woke community be calling each other gods and stuff. They want you to feel like you a god, like you don't need God. That's all they trying to do with every single thing. That's the devil's number one thing, is to make you think you're God, so you don't believe in Jesus. That's all he really care about, is you don't believe. He don't even care if you believe in God. He don't want you to believe in Jesus. That's the key, Jesus. And I did not believe in really, at that time. And I remember walking through the park, and I just kept looking at people like, God bless you, God bless you. I was like saying this to everybody as if I could bless them, but it's really the demons just trying to just go recruit more people in their minds and whatever. That's what the spell that they under from Satan or whatever they into, is like they all about just getting more people, because they know they can't compete with God. So the only way to kind of not even slow God down, I guess it's like their way of thinking, is to have so many millions of people that it gives the devil more time to be the devil, basically, because he going in a lake of fire. Like he know it. That's the thing about it. He knows it, but he don't want you to know it. So he just trying to have as much fun as he can while his time is here. And the later we get close, like to now, is like almost over. I can't wait I read the Bible so much, like I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. So yeah, like anyway, we get back to the Airbnb, and we in the Airbnb, and I could feel like it intensifying. I can't explain it, but like I could just sense that like something big was getting ready to happen with like a situation. I didn't know, I couldn't explain it, but basically what it was them preparing a layer for me down in hell, and them telling Satan, okay, we got them, we about to bring them into you, and we about to do what they did to me. But I felt it building up for like an hour. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, cause they really alive inside of me. So like, if they getting orders, like I could feel them like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, but I'm just walking around Compton, and I remember like I was walking down the streets of Compton, and for whatever reason, and I just remember I came into the house, and my daughter was already in the house, and she was sitting some type of way. And then this is when they basically, all the demons will start using all the fears you got inside of you. And basically, it was like I was saying, Bria, you got to tell. You get what I'm trying to say? So like everybody's watch all these videos about reptilians and all this stuff, right? So then I was saying all this kind of stuff, and like basically I was beginning to blur this actual physical reality that we are really in. It was blurring with their reality, with like the non-reality. Like I was being able to see like both. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I can't explain. Like I was both. I was two places. Like I was here physically, but my spirit was already like down there beneath. You get what I'm saying? Like so, like I would see, it would go in and out basically. But basically, they was getting ready to reveal themselves to me completely because they had like no need for them to hide. They were still hiding at this point. Like they was like masquerading everything as it was light, and they were like good. They were pretending like they were good people basically. Because like I could kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I could just tell that something was going on. So to basically make me like probably to stop me from saying Jesus help me, because if I said that, they probably would have had to flee. But I wouldn't gonna say that because I didn't think nothing was wrong, and even I didn't even know Jesus, so I wouldn't gonna holler for him. I probably would start doing some stupid chakra move, or who knows, or call on the ancestors. Them niggas down there dead too. They in hell. I'm telling you, all them people, they all down there right now. It's so crazy. Like, so later that night, it's funny. I think I had talked to my mom on the phone either that night or maybe the night after that. It had to be that night because after that, like once they took me down, it was crazy. Yeah, I was like anyway. So like, I remember on the phone talking to my mom, and I was just talking from this place. Like, so here's the thing, y'all. So part of Satan's main thing, and obviously I know this because I always grew up wanting to be in the music industry, is that like what they try to sell to you, or they want to trick you into doing, is they make it seem like you're up on this high mountain. It's so crazy when you think about it. But it's like you're up here and you can look down on the rest of the world. And all that is like in their mind is like society. I don't even know the right word. But like how like elite people, the elites, that's how they feel. Like, oh, they're just people, forget them. People come, people die, but we're all that matters. It's like that whole sense of like, I guess in a way, like how the world, they say like that's the world, but like we people of Christ, we're not of this world. And eventually this world is gonna burn, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? So like of like the stuff in this world or the actual matrix, that's really what it is. The matrix, you are kind of up there, but it's not, you're at the top of a pile of shit about to come crumbling on your head. That's truthfully what it is. You get what I'm saying? But if you don't know the Lord, you'll feel like you actually at the top, like you're like actually going somewhere, or like you've actually arrived, and they was like running that in my head over and over to make me feel like now we made it. Now these people down here can't touch us and all this type of stuff. And you know what I'm saying? That type of shit didn't work on me because I'm such a real nigga. Like I don't like. That's why I know they probably didn't never want to come to me with some type of contract or something, because even though I ain't know Jesus, I probably still wouldn't have did that. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I'm just a person who, I just had a lot of love, and I guess I know why now, because I always had God in my heart, even though I didn't trust him. He always was with me, regardless. But so like I was just never gonna like on people anyway. That just wasn't gonna be my mentality. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm the type of nigga like I don't even want to kill a bug if I don't have to. You get what I'm trying to say? So like to me to just like I couldn't accept like, oh, we up here and they down here and this is the way it is. Like I wasn't gonna go for that. I would be more like, because I never really cared about being rich, to be honest. Like it was never like about getting money or fame or nothing. I just knew I always had something to say and I could make a difference. So that's really why I wanted to make it in music, truthfully. So anyway, but I'm just trying to give y'all a concept of what they would like put in my head, that like we're up here and we're at the top of the hill and we at the top of the, basically like you get, I'm trying up in heaven pretty much. That's how they try to make it seem. And like the world is down here and we're gonna be able to we ruling and we're gonna do all this, and it's so much BS. It's all a house of cards and it's all lies. It's literally lies. That's why they say Satan is the father of lies. He lies about everything that from him is lie. All that stuff. Like literally, it's so, anyway, I can go on. I can't wait to just really teach y'all some more stuff and talk to y'all about some more stuff, because I learned so much over these last 4 years. And so I'm in the bedroom in an Airbnb and my daughter's in the bathroom. And now I'm starting to feel like I can feel the presence of like more demons, if that makes sense. Like I would just feel them like filling up the room down there though. So even though I'm just in this house by myself, I could feel like an audience coming. I started feeling like something crescendoing, like the energy and just stuff. But I'm just chilling though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling and probably on my phone, just who knows, right? And my daughter's in the bathroom, and obviously that's my daughter. I'm a respectful man. I would never like go in the bathroom while she's in the bathroom, like ever. And something made me go in the bathroom. I know what it was. It wasn't like I thought it was a demon. So like by this time they got full control over me, y'all. When I tell you, like, if they say do this, do that, whatever, do is happening. You get what I'm trying to say? Like the me that's here was like gone. And so like, but I could still like see what was going on, and but vividly, like, you get what I'm saying? Like I'm like probably, I say, if I'm like, how like right now I'm 100% in control of what the Holy Spirit in me, or whatever. But like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, however you normally feel on day to day, if that's 100% of you being in control of your actions, I probably was at like a 7. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I was probably like at a 7%, where like 93% of everything I thought and saw was from them. You get what I'm saying? So like, I go in the bathroom and I said something. Oh, I remember like I did like this loud screech. When I tell y'all it was something from another dimension, it really was. And I can't even do it now. Like if I screamed my absolute loudest, it wouldn't even be loud as this was. It was like a like a sound of like a T-Rex but amplified. Like demons are powerful, way more powerful than us. And I did it to her. And it was real. It wasn't like to scare her or to joke. It wasn't me. It was the demon. Like, and then she just was so afraid, and she like, cause she knew something was crazy. Like, why would I do that? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, even if it's like a planful manner, like let's say like like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, let's say like you chilling with your homie or something, and they jump out and scare you. Once you see it's them, your heart gonna drop, but you gonna like quit being scared when you like, oh, okay, quit playing with me, man. Don't be doing that. You get what I'm trying to say? It wasn't that. She was terrified because she had a right to be. She didn't really understand. Like, it was not me, but it was me. And like, so when I go through this, like she like runs into the bedroom, and then all I remember is like, everybody know me. You know how much I love my daughter, right? If you know how much I love my daughter, every ounce of me will fight for her. And so like when that happened, the like the me that was still there, I'm processing it like, and it happened so fast. Obviously, I didn't know this was about to happen, but I was trying to like think like, whoa, because look, I always prided myself. Well, there you go, that word pride, right? That's why you gotta lean on Jesus. But I always prided myself on, because I've been through so much stuff in my life. Like I done been robbed at gunpoint. I done been in shootouts. I done been shot at. I done been jumped by 30 people before. It's not like I take losses, but I don't lose none of these. Well, I got jumped by 30 people. I lost that time. But I'm just trying to say, like, damn, niggas robbing you. Nah, ain't shit sweet. But I'm just saying, like, I ain't scared of nothing. So, like, I've been through so much in my life that, like, and whenever stuff happened, I always had an ability to stay calm and focus. And, like, it could be so much going on. Like I've really been through a lot, like, being out in the streets and stuff in different cities. I hate that I laugh so much because y'all think, like, for real though, like I used to be in Chicago hooping with Lil Durk and them dad. I think I ain't for sure if it was his dad, but I used to be in the projects where Lil Durk and them from hooping every day. Like I'm one of the ones. Like I don't get no about nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like they all better be scared. They're gonna be more worried about me than I'm worried about them. But I'm just a real nigga, so like niggas recognize real. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say I'm the toughest ever, but you know what I'm saying? I'm the toughest ever. No, just, but for real though. So, but I'm trying to tell y'all, like, when this happened, the little bit of me that was inside of me, I was like able to like, I was like fighting them back like hard as I could. And I remember because my daughter ran into the bedroom, and like now she really trapped for real. And I just remember trying to like fight it to go. I was trying to go back in the bathroom so she can get away out the house. You know what I'm saying? It's sad when you do that to your child. Like that's a terrible thing. I'm here to show her love and support and protect her, and to have the very person that she looks up to the most threatening her in a unnatural way was like, it's just like the worst thing a human could do to a person. You get what I'm trying to say? To somebody you love so much, so like, anyways, my daughter ran out, and she ran out the house. And so when this happens, they quit playing, like they quit like pretending like they're good, and they just 100% being real now. Like basically, like, yeah, we demons, and your ass down here now. Basically, it was the vibe. It was no more like playing it off, like sugarcoating it, like it wasn't what it was. Because they was like pretending like it was all good and things were all good. And by this time, They didn't have to. They just started talking to me and disrespecting me and just it's not funny. But I find it because they did. It was like I was sitting here like, and I'm sitting here the whole time trying to figure out like what in the like, and it dawned on me like, wow, this is really real. Like because my whole life I always wanted to like, I always wondered was like ghosts real or spirits real. Like I didn't believe none of that. Like really, I like because I used to watch so much stuff and on TV, and I used to be like all this stuff full of it. Until I see it, I don't believe it for real. And I already was like 40 years old and been out here living life and traveled all around and met thousands of people, and I was still wasn't convinced like until you know what I'm saying. So like when I found out it was real. And it was too late. So anyway, my point, I'm up here processing like, wow, this is really real. Like, so part of me was like really amazed. I'm not trying to be funny because it wasn't like they just had me and started like torturing me right away. I was still like really taking it all in for real, like with a conscious, much as I could. Then they just started saying, then that's when they started being demons and they started like just playing mind games with me. And they was just like, they kept saying stuff like, so anyway, I chased my daughter out the house. And then they was like, you just gonna let them? So here's what happened. Ooh, they slick, y'all. Don't try to think you're gonna outsmart them. Without Jesus, you gotta have Jesus in your life. I'm telling you, he's the only weapon that will help. You can't even say God, because God said trust Jesus and give your life to his son. So if you don't have Jesus, you don't, they gonna have their way with you. Or they just gonna play quiet and hopefully wait till you die, then you're gonna go through all this and it's gonna be worse because you ain't no getting out. Because I was like dead. Like I know there's so much to the story, y'all. So then like I ran out the house and I remember this one time I was standing in the street and my daughter was probably like, I don't know, she probably was like 100 yards away from me, bagging back, all scared. And I'm like, Bria. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. You get what I'm trying to say? Because I'm still trying to process what's going on. And I don't want to come close to her. So I'm not coming close to her. And I just remember like, she ended up going, I know she went to this people's house across the street. She had knocked on the door of somebody like across the street. And then I went back into the house. Well, they took me in the house. So I go back in the house and they just started coming playing with mind games saying, you're just going to let those men rape your daughter, huh, Brian? You're going to let them rape her? You're going to let them rape Bria? But you believe it. Like, even though I know these people like ain't about to rape my daughter because I know I just chased her out the house and she's just trying to be safe and get some help. I'm believing it. Like, no, y'all. So I'm like getting mad. Like, you can't rape my daughter. And then like the inside of me, the me that's still there, I'm just called the 7%. I was like, no, they ain't raping her. These people are these. I know there's people like these demons BSing. So like I was trying to fight their thoughts back, but it'll just overwhelm you. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, cause they can put like visions inside your head and do all types of stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So like, it's only just a matter of time for you just give in to them, basically. You get what I'm trying to say? Or you're gonna just believe what they keep telling you. So they'll just stay at it and just keep. It's like a bunch of little texts, and it's just like, and so like. Eventually they convinced me like these people are raping my daughter and I got to go stand up for her. And just, so I'm like so mad, but I'm mad at the people. And they had this metal fence. There was a metal fence. And then they had it was a big door. When I tell y'all, it wasn't my strength because I'm not this strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of strong, but not, I was big back then. I probably weighed like probably about 255, 260. You know what I'm saying? But I was pretty big and kind of strong. But not this strong. I knocked this whole gate down, and I tell you, I hit this dude's door. Boom! I knocked his whole door off the hinges. I'm telling you, just with my shoulder. I could never do that. Like I was so strong because it was their strength. But anyways, and then when I come into the living room, I know angels was there, but obviously I'm smiling now because I know what stopped me. Like even my daughter said she could tell that because my daughter didn't believe in Jesus either. Truthfully, not even truthfully, she didn't. We didn't. But Bria even said that she knew that guy was an angel over there. Like so that guy, whoever his name is, I'm just gonna call him Jose. He was like a Spanish guy, and he was like standing next to my daughter, and I came in, and she was like, "That's my dad, but don't do nothing to him. He not himself. Something wrong with my dad." And then I could tell. I'm telling you, all the demons in me. I'm just gonna tell y'all what I know happened, though I don't know how to tell y'all how it was when I was there. But basically, either whether it was Jesus himself or the angel, they said at ease, basically, to the angel demons in me, and they just stopped. Like I just stopped and I wouldn't pursue her and I wouldn't go over there by her. And they just told me to leave and I just left. Like I promise you, I left quietly and went back over there to the Airbnb and I didn't see my daughter again for probably 2 months. So when I go back over there, this is when the party starts. They got me, they take me down to hell. Like, guys, it's so crazy. Whew. So like I'm in this layer and like basically they put me like in like a like in they have me in this position and for all intents and purposes they had me in a position as if they were going to like run a train on me spiritually. Now obviously nothing's in the room with me, so it ain't like nothing touched me physically, like, but like in the spiritual realm, that's what I would imagine happened basically, or that's what happened, right? And all these like witnesses was like around, like all these other demons was like on the outer edges, almost just like a porn set, y'all. Like to be not trying to be funny, but for real, y'all seen porn or well, we know we grown here and how they have like they had like one white girl and they had like a bunch of guys on one girl or well whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking to say, like a big gangbang, and they got all the people like on the outside, like the camera crew and all this stuff. That is a mirror of what happens down in hell. Like it's so, and that's what's so funny about it's not funny. And that's part of the reason why like I used to watch porn every single day for years of my life. I could pretty much say I wasn't a full-blown addict, but I was close. I was basically addicted to porn, you know what I mean? I used to watch it all the time. I watched it. I tried to watch it one more time after all this happened, and I'd never watch it again. Ever. I wouldn't ever. But anyway, that's another story. But because it's just like I know that's what they're doing. That's what they do down there. They manifesting that up here. They actually normalizing it. So when y'all go down there, y'all just like I'm telling you, it's bad, y'all. And so I'm down there, but here's the key thing, y'all. As they got me there, like y'all know how I say I got that 7%. That's me. I would even say that 7% probably then came up to about 15% because they don't care no more. They ain't really gotta like hide nothing no more. You get what I'm trying to say? So I'm more observant, but still, obviously, I'm in control. And they, I kept noticing that they was mocking Jesus. I'm like, why is they mocking Jesus? And that's what it kept, but it wasn't like in an obvious way, like, ha ha ha, we don't like nah Jesus. It wasn't that type of mocking them. They was basically, I can tell that Jesus was the reason they were all stuck down here and miserable. That's what it was. Because like they was like, that's why y'all see all the artists, they had a cross upside down, because that's what they all represent and that's what they all about. That's why Jesus say he's the he's the light, the truth, and the way to heaven, because that's only if you go through Jesus, it's either that or it's hell. That's it. It's all life is, y'all. If you want to know the truth about life and about being a human being, everything you could think about, forget it. The purpose of you being born is to choose Jesus as your God, or that's it. Ain't nothing else that matters, y'all. I'm telling you. And I realized that nothing else matters. Yeah, other stuff matters in perspective, but that's what matters. Because this life is so quick, y'all. We all think no. It's gonna be another generation. All the generations that came and went, all the people, like every single human is about believing in Jesus. And all the people prior to Jesus coming still had to have faith. And I don't know the scripture right now, but even God did some stuff for the people who came prior to Jesus to still make it fair. You get what I'm trying to say? I know if all my people who be into the word, y'all know what I'm talking about. But what I'm trying to say, like we talking about now times, and like ever since Jesus rose from the grave, it's always gonna be about that. That's what life is all about. It ain't about how much money you get, how good you treat your kids. That's why Jesus say, if you love your kids more than me, you're not fit to follow me. If you love your mother more than me, you're not fit to follow me. If you love your daughter, your son more than Jesus, you're not fit to follow him. Because that's what it will always be about, him. And the funny thing is, like I remember even when I first started reading that, I'm like, wait, I gotta love you more than I love my child. And I remember thinking like, but I already knew he was real when I was reading this part of the Bible. And so I was just trying to figure out why it makes sense, because I knew everything by this time. Once you meet God, you know all this stuff real. Well, You don't have to know it, but I knew it. You know what I'm trying to say? And so like, anyways, because Jesus said he didn't come here to basically make it a kumbaya. He said he came with this coming with the sword and fire. He coming to separate mother from child, brother from sister. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like he doing that because them the people who ain't gonna believe. It ain't that he wants them to believe, and he wish everybody would believe, but he knows most people won't believe in him. And I was one of them people. So like they had like different stuff in down there that was like kind of like imaging a cross, but it'd be like a bunch of like dead souls and just this stuff. Like I can't even really explain it, y'all, but just like creepy demonic stuff that would but I just kept thinking to myself, why is they down here? Why do they care about Jesus? Why are they mocking Jesus? And I was like, he must be real, but I had no energy or no thought to even call upon him. I didn't know one single scripture. I didn't even know to call his name. I didn't know nothing about how it worked at all. So I wasn't about to be down there like, Jesus, come please save me. I was just, but it was like in the back of my mind, like, why they keep mocking Jesus? But anyways, so they do what they do to me, and then it's building up for like Satan's entrance. I could just tell. And then they like teasing me and just saying little stuff to be like this, basically showing me that they knew my past and like stuff that I would be into. They was just like, you know what I'm trying to say, just being jerks basically. They wasn't even funny. Like I'm hearing like y'all niggas corny as for real. But like, you know, so but then I remember they would just like they was trying to kill me. Like they kept putting the image of me going in the kitchen and just grabbing a knife and just keep stabbing myself. But like I would fight those thoughts. Like you know what I'm trying to say? Like those thoughts were harder for me to do it because you know I guess every person is naturally wired to self-preservation or whatever, which is why we need Jesus, but we don't know that. But that's really how you self-preserve is call upon the Lord. But so like those things, they would like as soon as they would have me like picturing myself running the kitchen and doing this to myself, like I was thinking like, oh, I was and truthfully you almost think like they start making you think this is how you get out of this. This is all like a dream. If you want to think this is a dream, just you'll wake up. They start planting those seeds in me. I was just like, man, this is crazy. And after a while, it's so bad because it lasted for so long, y'all. Like I'm skipping parts and I ain't even getting into a lot of it. Like I gotta do a whole nother video just about down there. But I'm just trying to get through this so I can give y'all an idea of like the process. So I was in hell. It's not funny. One reason I laugh now is I got the joy of the Holy Spirit in me. So trust me, you would not be. I wasn't laughing then, and I wasn't laughing for years. It was a lot of tears, and I was tormented even after this. That's what's so crazy. Like it wasn't like I got out of this, and then it was like, okay, I made it back to earth. No, it was crazy. Oh, they came at me even harder. Anyway, so like, they was trying to get me to kill myself, and then I remember they was like run in there and take all the pills, and so I always be fatting on diabetes. Can't tell no more. Hey, but like I have metformin, right? And you know what that do? That lower your blood pressure and lower your insulin and all that. I had a full bottle of them. It was like 100 pills in there. I took many as I could, and I swallowed them all at once. Probably like 75 pills. And I mean, I didn't even think twice about it because it was just they made me do it. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? And so like that's what really started the process of me passing away or whatever. But I'll get to that how it happened and what that was like. So basically, they doing this ritual on me. They got me like stuck like this, and then y'all know what else happened too? Like when I knew I like landed in hell. Like y'all seen the Matrix when he jumped off the building when he Neo trying to see if he really the one, and he just lose faith and then just fall way down and then hit the ground like boom, boom. That happened to me for real. Now I don't know. I still don't know how. Like I think if it was cameras in there, I ain't like, cause you know I don't claim nothing that I don't know, but like I believe if it was cameras in there, my body was like floating and stuff. But I don't like you saying I was so warped out. I don't know, but all I know was like I was falling like for real, and I just slammed into the ground so hard, like because like even if I just right now, if I just literally like I'm standing up, if I just drop down hard as I couldn't simulate how far, like you get what I'm trying to say. Like I hit the ground so hard, Like I knew it wasn't like from me off my feet to the ground. It didn't feel that way. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they just took that same evil strength and just slammed me to the ground. I don't know, but I just know I was falling, and I just hit the ground like boom, and I was just like I was on the floor like whoa, and it wasn't even like no whoa. I was like that. It almost like probably knocked me unconscious or something. But I was just like I hit the ground, and I was like, how did I fall to the ground that hard from like I'm in this little apartment or house or whatever. It was crazy, y'all. But I was like my soul like going down there. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like if my soul. I don't know how to explain it. I can't. And it just hit, and I was down there. It's real. And then like so anyway, build up to the place to the time. So then they got me like okay. Let me tell y'all what happened. So then Satan comes in. Now here's the funny. This ain't even funny. I hate saying that, y'all. God blessed me with the optimistic spirit because like no matter what happened, I could just find some light in it. Anyway, thank you, Lord. But so part of like what's going on, like I skipped some parts, like um I go back, I'm in the bedroom at some point, and then you know how they had them big glass mirrors, like the whole closet is nothing but mirror, like two mirrors that slide. They like totally just made me think like if I jumped through them, it wasn't a mirror in my mind. It was just like I don't know, like I just jumped hard as I could through it, thinking it wasn't even there, and it just all this glass in my body. I'm talking glass everywhere, y'all. I'm bloody. The whole apartment is like wrecked because part of me just trying to fight for like survival. I'm just grabbing stuff, and it was crazy. Like I'm talking like all the glass tables broken, mirrors in the apartment broken. This is one mirror that wasn't broken though. I remember I kept trying to punch it and break it, and I was like, if I can break that mirror, I can get out of here because all the other glass in here gone. It was just crazy, y'all. And so like, but I jumped through that glass, and all this glass fell on my back, my body, my head was cut, everything was cut. And then there's so much glass throughout the whole apartment, and they just got me walking, stomping on the glass like this, y'all. And I'm talking in circles, like. And you know what's so crazy? This sidebar. This is like once I got saved, I had moved down to Florida, and I saw this dude sitting on the corner, like a young guy too. He wasn't even sitting on the corner. He was standing on the corner, and he was just going like this in circles. And you could just tell his hair ain't cut. You know what I'm saying? You could just tell like he looked like a young drug addict, but he was like young. Nigga had to probably be like 19, 20, maybe 21. Right. And I remember, I'm already like walking in my word. And so I go up to him and I didn't know what to say to him, but I just said he going through what I was going through. I seen him doing the same like walk, and he just kept spinning around. This is like, he like on a corner of Main Street down in Florida, Main Street. If you don't know spirituality, you just gonna think like, oh, that little dude on crack already. But he was like a strong guy. He wasn't like no little like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, anyway, I did approach him and had to try to have some words with him, and the demon was just there, and I was just like. Anyways, that's another story. My point is, when I see people, I know what they be going through because I once you go through what you go through, and then after I went through all this, like I started going to church. Obviously, a pastor told me that like you wasn't supposed to survive that, and I knew I wasn't. So like when I was going through all stuff that's put me through, I was not supposed to live. This was like anybody else who they had down there like this is like 100% death. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they rate. I mean, you know how you hear a testimony. I know I've heard a few testimonies from people when they was like down there and had some stuff like this happen to them, and some people said like God came and saved them and stuff like that. Well, I'm talking about the other 99.9. Like they die. You know what I'm trying to say? So like they was treating me as if it was over. Yeah, they was already trying to kill me. There wasn't like they was like, okay, we got one here, and so it was all set up so Satan could do it. So let me just the point I'm trying to get y'all to when Satan made his entrance. So here's the thing. Like I said, they know everything about you. So I used to watch so many movies and like whatever you were into, especially the stuff that drew you away from God, they're going to use that against you. So they know what you're scared of. Like if you scared of spiders, you scared of snakes, or you scared of falling off a building, or you scared of heights. Whatever you fear the most is what they can use against you in a creative, clever. They can make the vision come to life right in your brain, like the truth. Like it ain't really what's going on, but you'll think that, wow. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it's crazy how they can work. And so, I was big into like the Jurassic Park movies. I was big into like, anybody know me, I'm a movie head. Like I love movies. I love like not now, but I used to watch every single like superhero movie, just I love movies in general. So I love like all gangster movies. But I'm just trying to tell you all the scary movies I used to watch and stuff like that. They really would like play into that and use that to scare you and keep you in fear. And so I remember like I could feel the tension building up. Like as Satan was, I guess I'm just gonna say he was coming down the hallway, and this is what they all under him. So they just like prepping me up for him. And like I was in the room and I was in the bedroom at this point. I was laying on the bed and blood was dripping. And I even thought, so I started having little thoughts of like the blood, but I didn't know like the blood of Jesus saved me. And I truly in my mind now think that was like Jesus maybe saying, maybe he was, I don't know, and this is me guessing, but just knowing God the way I do now, I'm thinking that was him like kind of letting me know subtly that I'm gonna get, but I wasn't thinking I'm gonna get through this at all. But I just remember the blood. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I remember blood was just dripping. I mean, I was laying down and blood was dripping off my forehead onto my, and I was just looking at like puddles of blood of myself, and I was thinking like something just the blood just was in my mind, but not like in a way like Jesus died for me because now I would know. But back then I was just like looking at like, hey, my blood is dripping. Satan was getting ready to come, and like, and I could just all the fears that I've ever feared. You know how you had dreams whenever you have a scary dream, and just whatever the crescendo is of it, of like or whatever it could be, anything in life that you ever been like the most scared of, this moment was built into that. You get what I'm trying to say? You know how if you're in a dream, if they're about to get you, then you wake up, or anything, the Terminator coming to get you, or whatever can happen to you bad that you fear. This was that moment, y'all. I can't really explain it no better than that. But when he walked through the door, he was like, because I used to be scared of like, I used to be studying all types of stuff outer space, and I thought being taught the reptilians type stuff. He was like a kind of reptilianish, I guess. You get what I'm trying to say? And just real big, and like you can tell he's bigger and stronger. But really, once you know spirituality, that's just more his spirit. It ain't really anyway. Like now he's beneath my feet. But you know, but back then I'm trying to tell y'all, it was so scary. And when I seen him like, I literally, now this was weird. When he like walked in the door, I like physically saw him in our realm. That's what scared me really, really bad. And I said, it's you. I literally said that because I felt like all the fears I've ever feared in my life, I basically knew that it was this, he's the person who's been behind it all. That's what the moment was. It was like when he revealed himself to me, it was almost like, but I couldn't do nothing. But it was just like, I literally yelled at him. I was scared as heck. I'm like, it's you. Like I knew like you just felt his spirit in the fold, like and I like saw something really in the physical too. You get what I'm saying? This was real. Like, and I saw it here. I saw it here, but clearly it was happening down there. You get what I'm trying to say? But because of that, his presence, it was like, wow. And then like and I was really scared. I ain't gonna lie, because his presence is a different presence than just like the demons. You see why they do what he say basically. And like, so he started like his thing on my mind. Like he was based. So here's what they all try to do. Okay, so obviously you got to keep in mind the devil's the opposite of God. So everything down there is opposite. That's why the cross is always upside down, right? So he literally, everything that's like good here, he flips it. That's why they're all gay. And that's why all that gay spirit runs into the gay community, because the opposite of what God wanted is to be man and woman. And so they want man and woman and woman. And that's what they into. So like stuff like they want like incest, and they want like stuff that's just like the sicker, the better for them. That's the only way they get off. Because it ain't really physical. It's just them seeing you like willing to submit to something that's nasty. It turns them on. You get what I'm trying to say? So like Satan just started like doing his thing on my mind. Like I'm already like stuck like this. And then he right away he started trying to get me into like, to say stuff that I would willing to do to like people who I would never do that to. And I was fighting him like, because you know, like one thing about me, if you know me, man, my will is something different. And that's probably why God chose me to be who I am. Because like now that I got God, is like really a rap. Like you get what I'm trying to say. But I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to be humble, but I'm just trying to tell you, I was fighting like And I knew it too. I could tell that he was getting frustrated because he couldn't break me. Y'all know, like in the movie The Matrix, when they just be sitting there and they trying to break in the codes of Larry Fishburne's head, and they just like it's just a matter of time. They're gonna eventually make him crack. Like I'm pretty sure if he just kept me there for like so long, I would have cracked and just gave in and did what he wanted me to do or said what he wanted. Because you on their time, like they ain't got nothing but time and all the strength. I would not give in. Like I just wouldn't. And I could just tell that he was just like, it's almost like, you know how like you see some movies when somebody try to knock somebody out and like, oh, you ain't got it no more. That was the feeling of it that I could tell, because when he touched me, you can like, I could feel his essence. I could tell what he going through. I could tell how he feeling too. And I could just tell, and I'm not trying to say I was winning by any means, but I could just tell like the little bit of me that was left was like, nah, like, because I don't even care. If you know me, like I'm super nice. If anybody know me, I'm nice. But once I get past a certain limit, it ain't no nothing. Period. It don't matter who you is except God. But besides God, like I don't care. I will cut anybody off. I will walk out on anybody, and I'm really gonna do it in a nice way. I ain't taking no L's. You ain't about to outsmart me. You ain't about to get over on me unless I let you get over on me. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I don't really, and I promise I'm being humble. I don't lose, basically. Like I got a will that's something different. But I mean, I was lost, and I lost this whole battle. But as you can see, I won because I made it. But it was by me. It was by God. But I'm saying, like, I'm just trying to say, I was fighting him best I could. Like, cause I was already like in my brain. I'm like, okay, like I already like mentally checked out. Like my life, like I wasn't thinking about real life no more. I'm like, this is once I was down here for so long, it was like this is it now. I'm here. I gotta try to survive, I guess. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I'm not about to say what you want me to say. And but so he just started going in for a long time, mentally trying to break me, and I wouldn't give in. I could just feel his like, it almost like he was mad at them, like y'all didn't soften him up enough. Like that was like the vibe I was getting in the room. And then he wanted me to like just say I would do stuff, and I wouldn't. And so then after a while, he was like, well, just reach out and touch me. It's something like that, basically. He was trying to, okay, because I don't really want to say this type of stuff. But what he was trying to do was try to make me say I would do stuff that was like incest. Like I would do stuff with family members, which I never would. But that's like the nastiest, evilest stuff that's down there. Y'all know this stuff. That's like nastiest stuff up here, right? So like, and I wouldn't give in to that. And I'm not trying to be funny or nothing, but basically like he wanted me to be humping as if I was humping somebody, but I wouldn't. No matter what he said, I just wouldn't do it. Like, you get what I'm saying? So like basically as soon as I reached out and like just gave in and just like touched them, like, okay, I'll touch whoever you think I'm touching or whatever, like, you get what I'm trying to say? He just like got off. Now it wasn't like nothing really like up in the flesh, but like I could tell that, and it was almost like, then he left right away. It was like he was disappointed. Like, this, I did all that for this. All of a sudden, like I promise y'all, I didn't hear God or see God or nothing. I don't even know how it happened, but just basically, they were like, he's out, and they were mad, like, and like, and I could just see them like, and they just started like, they was like looking around, like, how did he get out, basically. And it's funny because it's like one of the movies, you know how always the bad guys, they have them, they can just kill them, but then they got to say something slick to them, like, yeah, so now that we got you, any last words? Did they get shot from this way? You know what I'm saying? Like that's literally what they did. Like if they would have, I'm not trying to thank you, God, and I know God orchestrated it, so I'm giving all glory to God, like for real. But that's basically what happened. Like they literally had me and was in there talking so much stuff to me that I got out, and then they just started like kicking stuff, and they all start filing out the room, and they were like mad and afraid to go tell Satan he got out. It was like they kept saying to each other, like, how did he get out? He got out. He got out. And now I'm trying to make the police come because I just need some help, right? I'm like literally banging on stuff. I'm trying to be like as loud as I could be as the disturbance, so somebody will call the police on me to come because I just need any type of help. Ain't that crazy? I'm like call the police on me, and the police come and they won't even arrest me. I'm trying to disrespect them, like, you nigga. I'm like, arrest me. I'm crazy as it gets right now. It was crazy. That's true though. That's my wife calling. I just remember trying to get help. So I even left out the house at one point, and I was walking around the neighborhood of Compton. Like I went down one street and turned down a side street, and each house, like the houses, like whatever, like underneath these houses is like hell for real. like I could see and hear like what was going on in hell, y'all. Like I was up here, but my spirit was in hell, so I was experiencing what hell was like. When I tell y'all, you never want to go. Like being there, if you take like your worst 10 days on earth ever, like when that maybe like when your dog died, or maybe when somebody close to you passed away, or maybe when you got cut from a basketball team, or maybe when you had your heart broken, and then you had your heart broken again, like now this ain't happening again. Like take all that together, combine it into a day. Being in hell is a trillion times worse than that. That's all I can say. I know trillion is like that's a big number. It's way worse than your worst. You would like if you had to be there for a couple of minutes versus your worst day, you would pray to just get back on earth and go through the worst day ever. Because when I tell you, like the funny thing about like God, what I learned, because a lot of people like, why would God send people to hell if He loves us? If just because we didn't, you know what I'm saying? Hell is actually just void of Him. It ain't like He's down there punishing you. He's just totally away from you because He can't have sin around Him in His presence at all. Here go my daughter calling. Hold on, y'all. So I ended up getting arrested. They take me to jail. And like now, like the demons is like still playing games with me. But like I said, I wasn't possessed anymore. You get what I'm trying to say? But like they was still like they was just like here talking to me more or less. You know what I'm saying? Like so like but they would do it like right in front of the police. They basically was trying to get me admitted as being crazy, which I kind of was acting crazy. But basically, my cousin had came and got me from jail, and finally, my cousin come pull up. Boy, I was happy. My cousin pull up, and we don't say much. Because what happened with my daughter when she had left that dude's house from across the street, she had called my cousin, I guess, some kind of way, and my cousin came and got my daughter. So she actually went over his house. So he knew like basically what happened, or he knew I was possessed, or he probably just thought I was off a drug. You know what I'm saying? He knew I had some type of mental episode, but he didn't know like what led me to jail or whatever. So he picked me up and he dropped me back off at the Airbnb. And I already had a car, I had a rental, but like the police took me. So anyway, he's like, all right, stay safe, love you, cuz. I'm like, all right, thanks, man, I appreciate it. And so I walk in the house. And this is where I just like passed away. So I fall in the living room bed, and the house is a wreck. There's glass everywhere, blood everywhere. I fall on the bed, and I'm just laying there. And then I just started like thinking to myself, like, dang, I died. Like I kept saying that, like, but I was like alive. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I wasn't asleep. And I felt my body like floating away, like basically, like, and I could just see everything from an aerial view. And I just started looking for my body outlined in chalk. I'm like, dang, so I died. I'm like, dang. And I'm just like looking for my body to be outlined in chalk and stuff. And then I'm just really like processing like the gravity of it. Like, dang, I really died. And that's what I kept saying to myself. But I'm just like laying here, but I'm not here. Like, like y'all can get it. Like I'm floated, my spirit floated up, and I was just like, couldn't believe it. But I wasn't really in shock. I was more or less just like kind of thinking like, what now, more or less. And so, but I just remember being stuck in this state of timelessness. And then a torment came. Everything that I ever put before God, but some of the main things that I put before God started tormenting me repeatedly, and it just wouldn't stop. And I remember in particular, Will Smith was the main voice of this torture. And because I watched a lot of Will Smith movies, I thought he was a good actor. But he never was like an idol to me or nothing. That's why I was always wondering, like, why was Will Smith? But anyway, that's all another story. But he just kept telling me these jokes that really wasn't funny, and he would say the ABCs backwards, and it would be like a joke that would basically come around, and it would almost be like it's a way to solve the joke. If I could solve it, it felt like I could wake up. But the joke had no, like, it was like an endless riddle, basically. He would not stop saying it. And it was just like mental torture. Then, like, all the, like, X-Men movies and stuff I used to watch, and all the, like, superhero movies, it'd be, like, certain scenes from them that just keep playing around in my head. And it was just like torture. I was down in what the Bible called Sheol. I was in the place of the dead. And that's where you go to wait judgment. And when you there, you basically know you ain't making it because you ain't resting in peace. And then it's like, the best way to explain it, oh, this is like something in addition to how it was. Like, I kept feeling like cycles of the world, almost like it felt like from when God said, "Let there be light." Like, from that point, it would like go, and like I could feel like different, like generations and generations of these generation people, and like different generations in different time periods, and I could just like feel them like coming. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it'll be like, whatever. Let's see. Like when Cain and Abel was alive, I could like feel like that time, and then it go to like when the flood came, and then that time came, and then like when King David came, and like, and then like just all the different things that ever happened was like I could like feel it basically, like my body was like connected to it, and my mind sort of, and then it would just go all the way around to like it'll catch up to like what just happened, like what was now. And then in my heart and soul, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I'm gonna wake up from this, or maybe I can get off. It felt like I was on like a never-ending cycle. Like I can get off, and then it would just like go to like where I was at right then and there, and like the stuff that like catch up to like my personal life basically, and then it just like kind of keep going, like basically to like whenever God gonna come back and part the sky in Judgment Day. That's basically what like, and then it would seem like that's gonna come, and it would just start all over. But that cycle internally and to me, like it felt like a million years. It wasn't a million years, like, you know what I'm saying, like what, 6,000 to 7,000 years. But I'm saying it's just like forever, and it almost felt like that was the only time, any chance I had to get off. And now that I know the word, is like people down there, that's when you gonna go and Jesus gonna say, "I forgive you, my good and faithful servant," or whatever, you know. Well done, my good and faithful servant, and you go to heaven and be with Yahweh and Jesus and the angels, or depart from me, I never knew you. That's your only chance to get out of this, or to be stuck. So that's like, I was there for a long time, and it just keep going. And then I was like, and then once I realized like, oh no, it's starting over again. It's just like, gosh, and it just, and then you just tormented by like all this, by the stuff that you put before God. They're now in control, and you got to listen to them. So basically, God says, since you didn't listen to me, listen to your idol. So I can't even imagine like people who, because I lived a pretty good life by human standards. Obviously, you can't work your way into heaven, but I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I wasn't like a bad person. And I just remember I kept saying to myself, like, dang, how this happened to me? Like, I'm the good guy. Like, truly, everybody who know me gonna be like, nah, that's my nigga B. He'll look out for you. Or you know what I'm saying? He's solid. Like, for real. Like, even, like, I don't, like, even my exes, they're probably, you know what I'm saying? They probably got something good to say about me. Like, yeah, it ain't work out, but he was a good influence on me, and he tried to help me become better. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I always like gave a lot of myself to people. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, nobody is, but I'm just saying like I was the person who I thought lived a pretty decent solid life overall, and I was like, how did I end up here? Because I, in my heart of hearts, thought I did way more good than I did bad, and that don't matter because I didn't believe in the Jesus, and so I was there. And even when I was there, it still didn't hit my brain that, oh, I didn't believe in Jesus. This is why I'm here. I still like had no concept of God. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I was just there, like trying to like figure out like, can I get out of here? And I couldn't. I was just stuck. Like, it's never ending. And then so I remember like it would just lasted like forever. And then I was like, okay. I started trying to think like, okay, am I just tweaking? Am I going to eventually wake up? No, I kept having this daydream that this whole thing was like a dream, and I kept thinking my daughter just gonna come walking through that door and like, Daddy, my album came out. Why are you sitting here asleep? It was not a dream. It was real, and I was just like, dang, it was so crazy, y'all. It lasted forever, and then finally, the presence of God came. I felt another spirit. Well, I knew it wasn't like, it had to be God, and His presence was so overwhelming. I wasn't scared. I just knew that He was there. It was God. He said it. He said, I am your God. And I remember just like knowing like, wow, this is really God. Like, truly, like I didn't even say that, or I didn't even think that. And then like instantly all the thoughts I used to have about God, because I used to have a lot of thoughts about like, let me just tell y'all this. I spent so many hours of my life studying things and looking for truth. So many. Like, it's certain areas in life where I'm probably an expert and a genius. Never been to college for it because I used to spend endless hours studying stuff as a kid. I'm probably just like a nerd for real. And like, I remember thinking about outer space and different dimensions and different galaxies and watching Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever his name is, and just all these different shows and space shows and Ancient Aliens. I watched every single episode of that like 3 times. I watched everything out here because I was always trying to look for knowledge, and I always used to think about these things. In an instant, God's presence, just His presence, it just said so much to me. He said no. Like everything that I thought, he squished it and said, he didn't say this, but his presence said, this is genius. Like, because I used to love like people who were like smart, I thought was smart or genius. And he's like, he showed me like he created all this. And that in one blink of a second, he showed me, and I was just like, whoa. And so all that crap I had spent my whole life thinking, I knew was completely false. And he was like, he showed me that I am the I am. He showed me that. And I was just like, whoa. And then he started like, it's so weird because God is like, his presence just speaks. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, the voice I heard, if y'all want to hear what I heard him say to me, he said, I am your God. That's what I vividly remember him saying to me. And then he said a couple more words, but the rest was just like a lot of talk, not talking. He said a lot with his presence, basically. I'm there for a long time, and then he basically showed me like in certain ways why I was like dyslexic, and then he basically told me that what he's going to put me through, basically to rebuild me and to he said it was a big word that I saw. He's like, because it's necessary. And when God finally comes over me, he basically like kind of revealed to me. Well, actually, he revealed this to me later, like the depths of my dyslexia and just different things that I always wondered about myself. He'll show you everything if you get close to him that you ever wanted to know him, and maybe even more, because he definitely did that with me. So he talks in different ways, but you know what I'm saying? He can just talk to you like inside, like it's hard to explain. It's just like his voice can just be, it don't even be a voice, it just be the words he wants you to know. It's almost like telepathically. But he spoke to me, said, I am your God. And then from the rest of that time, all the stuff that I used to think about, UFOs and aliens and all this other stuff that be on TV. And I used to watch the History Channel with mainstream science and all this stuff about the Big Bang Theory and just stuff that I used to think. He basically showed me that all that's not true. I built all this that there is. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and it was just so powerful. And like, I was enlightened by the fact, like, I know now I know, like all the stuff that I had thought, I was like, yo, now I know. And he didn't really show me how he did it, but he gave me like a sense of his ridiculous brilliance to the most minusculous thing, to every little ant on earth. He knows what happens to ants in Africa. He knows what happens to like a bird that falls in the Amazon jungle. He knows everything in every possible way it can be known. And that's what he expressed to me. But he was basically showing me like the reason why I'm dyslexic and how I see things wrong. He basically was going to show me that he was going to reveal truth to me. But I knew I had to go through a long process because it was necessary of like for me to be here, right here, sharing his word, basically. And I didn't really take that in the gravity of what necessary was going to be. But man, I have such a crazy testimony. This is just like the start of it, y'all. It gets like, this was the most dramatic, but it got a dramatic too, like after this. And anyway, so like, so after I seen the word like necessary, he like faded away. Now I'm just like laying here, and I'm just like, I'll never forget it. By this time I was on my back. I don't even know how I got on my back, and I just stayed in this one pose like this for like it was a long time. If I had to truly guess, I don't know. I don't want to exaggerate, but I would just say it was hours. But what I felt was like my soul being put back into my body. I can like feel like it was like cool, like a cold sensation, and I felt like every single like vein, like y'all ever seen the movie Hollow Man? Like, have you seen the movie Hollow Man when like he become invisible, and like you could just see like through infrared, like everything, like wiring through all his veins and everything. It was like that, but over an 8 hour period. And I remember now this time I'm more like alert basically, and I'm more like conscious of like kind of what just happened, but not truly. But I'm like, I'm just sitting here like I basically I knew that like I was like I think my body coming back. That's what I felt like. I was like that's what I was thinking. I was like I knew God was like putting my soul slowly back into my body. It was almost like when I had got possessed and I could feel them coming into my body, like trying me on and coming in. I felt my soul returning, or my spirit, whatever. I don't even know how it worked. Probably my spirit, I guess. And like and it was like me again. You know what I'm saying? Like I had more ideas like of who I really was and stuff. But obviously, it was I was very like I was very weak physically and mentally and everything in so many ways. And like, but yeah, I just remember laying there for a long time and feeling like it like come all slowly back into my body, and it felt like an 8 hour process or whatever. And then finally, after that happened, like I was there for a long time. I just heard boom, 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 boom on the door. And then I got up, and then it was like, I think it was like a Puerto Rican man. And he was like, or maybe even a woman. It was like a crew, it was a cleaning crew. And it threw me way off because I couldn't fathom, like, what do you want? Like, what else is, what now? That's basically almost like where my brain was like, what now? Like, I can't take no more of this because y'all don't understand. Like, I'm just a regular guy. And then I just went through all this stuff within like a 3 day span. Like, I went to the lowest of lows and was stuck there for a long, 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 long time. And then I met God, but I was really, even when I met God, I wasn't like I had this whole sense of newness. I still was like, I mean, I knew God was real. That's what I knew. But as far as like actually how to anything else, I didn't feel like revived or anything. It wasn't like I was like, hallelujah. Nah, I was just like still, because of my daughter, I ain't seen her. I don't know what this effect had on her. Like, y'all understand, I lived a whole different life, and now it's flipped upside down, but I ain't even got back to the Cleveland to see how flipped upside down it truly is. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know how bad my daughter took this. I don't know what. You get what I'm trying to say? I just knew in my heart it was horrible because it scared the crap out of her. And I knew psychologically, I didn't even notice at the time. It was just bad, y'all. So anyway, they knock on the door, and I'm like, what now? Because that's the last thing I'm expecting, for somebody knocking on the door. Because I really forgot I was even in an Airbnb. Like, I wasn't even, my brain was so messed up. And so I answered the door, and they're like, yeah, you got to check out. And I'm like, what? I couldn't even process what they're talking about. Check out where? They're like, you got to check out. Your Airbnb time is up. And I'm like, oh, this would have been the day we left. And then I'm like, okay. And now they opened the door. It was a mess, as I told y'all. And I just remember it was hard for me to like do anything. But let me tell y'all, Satan sent the demons back to get me. I'm talking because like it's so weird. Like once you get touched by them, you still can feel them. Like truly, and like you can feel what they kind of saying. So the demons came back at me so hard. It was basically like, don't let him get out of LA alive. That was their orders of these demons. And so they was attacking me like hard as they could, like from the spiritual realm. And so the first attack that Satan did, and I'm telling y'all, it didn't work, but it made me drive my vehicle directly into a house to kill myself. So like I'm leaving this Airbnb, when Satan coming directly at you, he's very powerful. You get what I'm trying to say? Like it was him basically. I know it was. I get in cap. It was Satan, but he still had like his demons there to assist in certain type of ways. But it was basically like him, because he started like coming at me so hard. It was kind of blurring my mind a little bit between reality and what was like in a different realm, basically. And so it was basically making me annoyed again. Like I thought I got over all this. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and then I was just like, I remember like, he trying to tell me to get on my phone, and he was like, basically like, he started talking to me calm again, as if he was somebody from the light. Like he was like saying like, let's get done with all this stuff. Let's just come home. We're tired of all the nonsense and the who is who. And I was just like, yes, I am, because I was tired of it. He gotta have Jesus. He's powerful without Jesus. Then he's nothing once you got Jesus. Like he runs away, trembling. So like but I ain't had Jesus. You know what I'm trying to say? But whatever God did, they couldn't just like jump in my body no more. You get what I'm trying to say? Like at least well, they couldn't, and they never can. But at that time, like they couldn't just come and possess me, or they would have definitely just killed me. But I didn't know that he was still messing with me. But it's just hard to walk. Like I can't even walk, y'all. It's like being like on your worst. Like, can you imagine? Like, if you ever had surgery and you gotta wake up after an anesthesia in your body, and you like have to move, but you just sluggish and can't. Take that mixed with being really drunk. Like that was how I was. Like, but all the way drunk with a room spinning, but you just gotta walk to the other side of the house, and everything is like that's how it was. But I had to basically drive, and I don't even know where to go. I don't even know like if I got a flight. Nothing is in my brain about real life. And it just kind of I had to leave this Airbnb. So I go get it. I find the car keys. I get a few of my items or whatever I thought that would belong to me as I could carry to the car. And then I'm driving, and I'm driving, and then Satan is just like, I don't see nothing physically, but he's like right here talking to me in a calm voice, like, let's just get over with all this stuff. It's too much going on. You don't need this. That's basically the way he's talking to you. That's how he be talking to people when y'all be seeing these supermodels and people jumping off bridges and jumping out of hotels and killing themselves. That's what be going on. I'm telling y'all, I know it because I experienced it, and not just this time. I experienced this type of stuff after this, like just seeing how Satan works. And it's funny because even when I got saved, I remember like asking God, like, God, I know you, like I knew the Lord and everything. And like, why did I still just have this episode? Why did I have to deal with this again? And now it's making sense right here on camera. So I could really understand how the enemy works. Thank you, Lord. But anyway, he's so good. See, he's doing it like real time. You seeing the Lord reveal something to me. Anyway, that's a part of the other story, y'all. Like a year later, I get this crazy attack, and my wife was with me at this time, and I was almost in a psych ward. I never forget, I was like on this table, handcuffed, and I remember talking to God, and I was like, Lord, what am I doing? Handcuffed. I believe in you, and I've been serving you for like over a year. I didn't say that out loud, but the way me and him talked, like I knew I just talked to him because I know we talk like that. And I was just like, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, what is going on? But it's so funny because God showed me that day it was about to happen. But this is back in LA. And so I'm driving in a Chrysler. That's what's so funny. I'm in the Chrysler 200. And Satan is just on me heavy. Like y'all, God is so much. I felt him using like his full power to do what he did, basically. But what I'm trying to say is like, I really understand how they work. And that's why he wanted me dead. He probably already knew like this guy can't live because God's going to use him to do what I'm doing now. Let's go. Thank you, Jesus. So Satan was on me. Like I felt his full power of manipulation and everything. Like he was giving me all he had to kill me. And like I said, it almost worked because I'm driving and he's just like, it's so funny, y'all. Like, he just started making me feel like nothing here matters. Let's just get somewhere where it's real again. That was the feeling. I was just like, yes. And I take my car, and I remember it was the first time I'm probably telling on myself, sorry, whoever this is, one day God gonna bless me, I'm gonna bless you. So I just like hit somebody's car, but like not hard. Like I was going super slow. I literally was going like 4 miles per hour, probably maybe 5 miles per hour. And it was just like I was seeing the car hit the other car, but I didn't even care. But then that wasn't like enough to take me out. But then Satan just stayed on me. And he was just like, come on, let's just get it over with. Like, and it was just like, y'all. And I remember like building up to this, he kept saying, it was something about my iPhone. He was just playing games with me, probably. Who knows? Ain't no telling. But basically, I just remember my phone was dead or something. And I just remember I kept trying to figure out, I couldn't cut my phone on to even call home to say, hey, I'm out the Airbnb. I'm out of jail. I couldn't call nobody, basically. That was the whole point. And I just remember he kept saying like kind of like riddles to me, like, I now know where my iPhone is. I now know where my iPhone is. And it was just weird. It was just crazy. But anyway, that probably was just part of his way to weaken my psychological to where I'm just tired of this nonsense of like what's real and what's not. Because I just went through all that stuff I went through. And then like now I'm just like back again dealing with like what's real and what's not. Like what's real. You know what I'm trying to say? So like I yammed on the gas pedal and was going down the hill, and I just boom, and I just hit like a brick. Obviously it happened so fast. So like, and then my head, It didn't go all the way through the windshield. This is where I know God sent the angel. I don't know if it was Gabriel or Michael or maybe the Lord himself, but I didn't notice in the time. But I hit this thing so hard, poof, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm inside somebody's house, but I'm definitely inside a porch, but I'm unconscious. But I was in the ambulance, and maybe I was like coming in and out of consciousness, and I could just sense that I'm in the ambulance. Then I'm in the hospital, and I don't have much memory of being in the hospital besides just being in the hospital and I don't know, just there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know I woke up eventually in the hospital bed. But you know how you like hear people talking as you're coming back to consciousness. So I would hear them saying stuff like yeah, he just crashed into a house or something. And like so I kind of had an idea of what happened. And I remember driving like down towards it real fast. You know what I'm trying to say? And so then I remember when I woke up, this is like a whole nother day. This is so crazy how God worked, man. Whew. He already had like my brother and my sister on a plane coming to LA to get me. And like I love my family. We super close, but we like really not in a way. Like it's weird. It's a great relationship overall. But you know what I'm saying? My point is like I cannot talk to my sister for 8 months straight. As soon as we talk, our love is just like, hey, I love you. You know what I'm trying to say? Same thing with my brother Vale. So we like really close, but not close. Whereas like my wife, they the opposite. They talk all day, every single day about everything, and I admire that. I don't say that like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing, but it's just funny because I'm like, hey, you just texting your family all day, like. But I mean, they love each other, and they all talking about the Lord and stuff, and about just stuff. And I'm like, dang, I'm the opposite. Like I love my family just as much. You can see the passion and how we love each other, and she's seen us. We just love differently. But anyway, I'll say that because like my sister and brother, I hadn't talked to them like on the regular. I don't talk to people on the regular. I don't talk to nobody on the regular. I don't even like talking. I live with my wife, but I don't like talking on the phone. Y'all like this nigga, all he do is talk. Like I don't want to got nothing to say if it don't need to be said for real. It just need to be said. So so that's so funny. Got so many jokes just going. But God made me so funny, y'all. I promise. Woo! I got so much stuff I can't wait to tell y'all and share with y'all. He made me so funny. I used to ask God, like, why you do this? My brain just go. Anyways. Anyway. Then get it one day, God. Goodness gracious. Whew. Sheesh. All right, so I just like God, why me? Now he's showing me. I'm almost about to cry for real. All right, anyway, because this is why I know God. Anyways, so anyway, I'm tired, y'all. Anyway, can't outrun God's love. That's all I can tell y'all. But so basically, my brother and sister is on their way from Cleveland on the flight, and like I don't even know if they got like money to fly. You know what I'm saying? But like my family, like they love me so much. I love them so much. That's why I go so hard for them. I be trying so hard to get them into the Lord. Anyway, let me shut up before I start taking this whole conversation left. But so basically, I wake up and I'm in this hospital, and then like some kind of way, I think my sister called the hospital. Some kind of way they figured out where I was. I don't know if they Googled or called or just checked or did a police search. I don't even know. I remember like talking to my sister basically, and I remember telling her I didn't even know what hospital I was in, but some kind of way she found out what hospital I was in, and I do remember like now this right here, y'all. I'm sorry. I think this might have happened at a police station, but it's important to say it ain't really that important. But I'm trying to tell y'all how evil the devil is and how he works. I remember one time like it was either a nurse, either in the hospital or at the police station. I want to say I don't know which one. I can't remember. But I just remember I had stood up one time and this Satan had the demon like he basically made me think the nurse had said something to me like basically derogatory towards my daughter, and I just literally started choking the nurse. I tried to. I didn't get my hands around her neck. I went at her full, and you know what I'm saying, and tried to choke her because I was just like basically he was antagonizing me. Like I thought she was somebody trying to hurt my daughter. And then so basically I know when that happened, they just y'all know how like on the movies when somebody crazy they run in there and put them in a straitjacket and they like sedate them and they put something in them and he just pass out. They did that to me. Yeah, I think that happened at the police station. And I think when that happened at the police station, it took me from general like jail and took me to like psych ward because I was like in a psych ward place for at some period time in LA. I don't even remember, y'all, to keep it honest. But I was in a place where I'm like, dang, so now they think I'm crazy. It's funny because like they got acting crazy as it gets. So, but I'm trying to tell them like, nah, you just had to figure this out. Like, nah, I'm normal. I'm regular. These are demons we dealing with here. But I ain't know nothing about nothing. So anyway, yeah. So it was. I was like in a psych ward like for some hours, and it was a potential. I remember thinking like, they're gonna keep me here. And then my sister came to pick me up. And I just remember thinking like, yes, I'm gonna get free because I knew like spirit. I knew inside that I wasn't supposed to. I didn't think I would ever see like back home in Ohio again ever. But I just really want y'all to know how real hell is. That's the point. And it's sad because as I start walking with Christ and I see so many people are going to go through. And I wasn't even in like the bad part. I mean, I was in a bad part, but I wasn't like where the lake of fire is, and like that is like. And God exposed that to me too, like through just revelation. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that is going to be even worse than what I went through. So yeah, all in all, y'all, thank you for listening to me. I hope that this scares you to not want to stray away from the Lord, because the facts are, whether you know it or not, every single soul that don't have Jesus as their Lord and Savior will go through way worse than what I went through, and it will never end. I promise you. And if you don't believe me, read the Word of God. If you don't believe the Word of God, follow my videos, and I'll show you now what I wish I knew a long time ago. But God bless you. Keep the Lord first. In Jesus' name, amen.